guys, it's Sheila Shimmers. Welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a very exciting video. We're going to be reviewing some products from Moira Beauty, but specifically we're going to be highlighting this Sweet Tease and very flirty new blushes that they just launched. I believe they launched 6 or 8. I can't really remember. These are dual blushes, so I can't wait to show them to you guys. As you can see, the packaging is just so pretty. As soon as I saw the packaging, I was dying to see what they were going to release because I wasn't really sure if it was blushes or eyeshadow palettes, but I'm just going to show you guys everything. I will insert pictures of the other ones that they have available. I only picked up 2 of them because I thought these were the ones that I would get more use out of. But yeah, it's going to be a really exciting video. I'm also going to have an eyeshadow palette, a brow definer from them, and I'm going to use a couple of products I already had. So if you're interested in seeing what products I use today and how they perform, then just go ahead and keep on watching. But before you do, don't forget to subscribe below, like this video, and let's just go ahead and get started. So I think I'll be showing you the products as I use them. The first one is going to be a brow product. That's why my brows are not filled in right now. Moira Beauty Brow Defying Gel. And this is how it looks like. It comes in a couple of colors. I chose the color, I think, Espresso Brown, which is right there. I'm just going to bring it out of the box. It definitely looks very similar to the Anastasia Brow Gel. So that is how it looks like. It is a little frosted glass, and it has, you can see your color on the bottom. I think this is going to be a good color for me because it's more of a, not really an ash brown, but also not too warm. I really always had that problem with brow gels when they're too ashy. It just looks really dull compared to like my skin and my hair color, but I feel like the ones that are too warm, like the Anastasia one that I have, are just too warm for me. So I'm going to be using the Anastasia brush that I always use. Don't really remember how it's called. Oh wow, this seems really like soft, which is not really my favorite for brows, but I'm just going to start coloring them in. You can see how pigmented it is from the get-go, and I feel like I am not a very precise person when it comes to my brows. I usually prefer kind of like the messy look, and I usually don't even use a pomade. I go in with a brush. It's definitely more of like a gel consistency, which would make sense why they would name it like that, because I feel like the brow pomade from Anastasia is definitely a little bit more dry than this one. So I'm just going to kind of keep doing the top. I definitely have to color in my brows because my brows are a mess. So I'm just going to go ahead and color them. I do feel like I don't prefer the gel because it definitely looks a little bit more on like the tattooed side. Like my style is really just natural, as natural as I can have my brows, because my brows are just crazy, so I do have to fill them in somehow. But I try to keep them as natural as I can. It dries so fast that I'm even having trouble kind of like blending it in the beginning. Like usually I would just like move it around with my spoolie, and I can't really do that too well. Now you have to understand that when you're using something like this, you're definitely not going for a natural look. So this is something that I would use for like a glam look, you know what I mean? And I'm okay with that. If that is the purpose of this, then I'm totally okay with that, because I would just use it on days where I really want that. You can also use your brow pencil, and if you have to fill in any spots, like the wing is usually where I have, where I try to put like the most darkness on my brows, and you can just fill in with this. So this definitely feels like it definitely sat down. Like if I put my finger over it, I don't think it would actually smudge or anything, which is really nice because it would like stay in place all day. So this actually comes in a couple of colors. They even have some color ones like blue and teal, purple, and mahogany. So you can see right there all these shades that they have. I feel like they have many shades available. I would say they're 10, and this retails for $10 as well. So it is cruelty-free and vegan, and it brings 0.19 ounces of product. It's waterproof, buildable, and smudge-proof matte gel that turns into powder. Outline, fill, and add texture to your brows with this multi-use, long-lasting formula. I can definitely tell that it is smudge-proof, and I don't know about waterproof, but it definitely sets into place as soon as you set it down. So we're going to move on to our next product. I'm going to be using just their concealer, which I have used before. I have 2 shades right here, and I usually like to go with 200 Latte. I'm just going to use this as a base for my eyeshadows, and we're going to be trying out a new eyeshadow palette from them. So I'm just going to be kind of, you know, putting this on my lids and blending it out. I will fast forward this part because I have already tested out this concealer on my channel. I can never get used to like going back from a brow pencil to like a brow pomade. It is such a like drastic transition when you see your brows and they're like right there in your face. We're gonna move on to my eyeshadow. This one is a little FAIRYTALES eyeshadow palette, also by Moira Beauty, and this is how it looks like. I feel like this one looks a little bit like that kind of childish packaging, but I don't hate it at all. I think it's really, really cute, and it's just a little bit like cutesy packaging is what I'm trying to say. But I'm gonna open this up for you, and you guys are gonna see how stunning this eyeshadow palette looks. Here are these shades right there. You can see that we have some mattes and some shimmers as well. We have kind of this corally shade. We actually have this orangey shimmer, and then we have some browns and like reddish, not reddish, pinkish colors going on over here. So I think this looks actually really amazing. I did post a picture with my swatches on my Instagram, and a lot of people messaged me and asked me which palette this was because they loved it. So I'm just going to look it up on the website, let you guys know how much it costs. This one was a recent launch from them. It's not super new, but it's a recent launch. It retails for $16, and it brings 6 matte shadows and 4 shimmers. I think it looks really, really pretty. I'm super excited. Don't really know which look I'm going for, but we are gonna wing it today. So I think I'm gonna start with let me see. I think I'm gonna start with Princess because I just love this color, and it definitely makes sense now that I'm reading like the names of them, why this would have this kind of packaging, because it definitely looks very princess-like. But I'm going to start with Princess right here, this one. Coral shade of the palette, and I'm going to be applying this kind of pigment. I'm going to be applying this right here on my crease. And are you guys seeing this? Like, are you guys seeing this? This definitely looks really pretty. I'm just kind of packing this shade on my lid, and I think that shade is just so nice. Alright guys, I am just going to keep packing that shade on because I cannot believe how pretty this shade is. I really, really like Moira's Matte's formula. I don't know about the shimmers though, but these shimmers on this particular palette versus the other ones that I have tried just looks a little bit more promising. So that right there has a lot of pigments. I do not feel like I have to go any further. So we're just going to move on to our next shade, and I think I'm going to go with, let's go with Myth, which is this one right here. It's definitely more on the brown side, but it's just a pinky brown. So I'm just going to put this on the outer corner and slowly just build this up right on the outer corner. It is definitely showing up. I'm just going a little bit softer. I hope you guys can see that it is showing up. I think it looks really, really nice. This shade is actually really pretty. I feel like it's really different to other palettes that I have seen. That's why I really like the combination of colors in this palette, because it is just really, really stunning. I'm going to be going to this shade right here, which is called Spells. And this one is more of like a toned down coral, like more like the brown coral side. I don't know if that's even a thing, but it's just a toned down coral. More like the pinky side, I would say. So I'm just putting this in the inner corner. And I think this is the shade that I'm going to use to just blend everything out. So I'm just kind of setting down the inner corner. And then what I'm going to be doing is kind of putting this shade right over top of those other 2 shades that we had, and then I'll be blending it out. So I'm packing down, setting down my shade. Guys, are you seeing like how I'm having no trouble setting this down? Like each shade in this palette has applied so nicely and like so easy. And then I'm just going to start slowly buffing it out and like blending it. You're having a little bit of kickback, that is okay. I'm going to swatch just a shimmer for you guys because I really want you guys to see what is available on this palette. There are 4 of them right there. I have Charm right here, and then I have Magic, Then I have Wishbone, and then Fable is the other one over here. So those are the 4 shimmers that are available on the palette. All of them are stunning and very, very different from each other, which is something that I really appreciate. I hate when palettes bring all these shimmers that look alike because there's no point in them. When you put them on the eyes, they definitely look the same and just blend in together. So I just hate when they do that. So I'm going to be taking Charm with my finger. You can see right there how pigmented it is. And I'm just going to be putting this on the beginning of my eye, on my inner corner. And I feel like this shadow is so soft and nice. It is honestly unbelievable how nice and soft this shimmer just feels in your hand. It definitely feels really nice with your finger. I am going to see how it looks with a brush versus your finger, but I just want to try it out and put it first with my finger. So I'm going to be taking the same flat brush and I'm going to be applying some of this Morphe spray on both sides, and I want to see how the shimmer would show up once I have done that, because right now it's looking a little bit dull. So I'm just going to go over top of that, and that definitely does make a big difference. You can see how the color is definitely showing up a little bit better now. Then I'm going to be taking Wishbone, this one right here. And this is just a very nice, like, orangey shade, but like more of a summer orange, which I really like. And I'm going to be just spraying my brush one more time, and then I'm going to be digging into Wishbone. I'll be applying this one kind of right next to it. And I think I just embrace the fact that this is going to be a very summery, fresh look. So that would be the look just with the eyeshadow palette, but I did get one loose pigment from them. I had tried the loose glitter, but this one is just a loose pigment. This one is a Moira loose control pigment, and this one is in the shade, oh, it says the shade inside, so I'm going to just show you the packaging first. That is how it looks like. Then I'm going to take it out of here. This one is in the shade Lone Wolf, and this is how it looks like right there. I'm going to turn it around so you can see a little bit better, hopefully. This should just be able to stick on my eyes. You could use some glitter glue if you wanted to with this, but I'm just going to kind of dip my brush into here. I feel like this one's going to darken the look a little bit because it's a little dark. I expected it to be more like the, I don't know, rosy pink, but it's not. So I'm just going to put this down. And you can see that this just makes everything a little bit more metallic-y, makes it pop a little bit better. I just really like using stuff like this. So I'm applying this in the inner corner, kind of blending it out towards the middle. This one, I forget how much this one was. I will look it up on the website, but they have tons of colors on this one. It is just really, really nice, and they also have tons of color and the glitter, which comes in the same little packaging. All right, so we're gonna move on to foundation, and I'm gonna be using the Moira Beauty Complete Wear Foundation. This one is in the shade 300 Nude Beige. I think this one is gonna be a little bit light for me right now, but this is the only shade that I have from the foundation. So if need be, I think I will just maybe push through it or maybe darken it up a little bit. So I'm taking one full pump from the foundation. And I'm gonna be placing it all over. Oh, I think it's gonna be dark. I mean, I think it's gonna be too light. I definitely think it's gonna be too light, but hopefully we can make it work because I don't know when I took so much sun. Hopefully this will set a little bit more better into my skin, but I'm going to be using the Mega Concealer Waterproof Full Coverage from Moira, which is what I set on my eyes, but this is a different shade. I'm going to be using 250, which is Custard, which is a little bit darker. So I'm going to be putting this underneath my eyes. This concealer wears really, really nicely. It is also waterproof, and it just has like a sticky consistency to it when you first apply it, but then it just sets so nice and it just lasts all day. It's honestly a beautiful concealer. It is super inexpensive, so just check it out. The foundation and concealer I did do a separate video on, so just look for that on my channel because it is definitely worth it. Alright, I feel like I came back to life with that bronzer, but I'm going to just go into the little duo blushes. So I'm just going to show you guys first the two that I have. I have Sweet Tease, which is this one right here. Look at the stunning packaging. Like, are you kidding me? These are so freaking adorable and little. And then we have Very Flirty, which is this one. The one that I really wanted, like, packaging-wise, was the yellow one. But as soon as I opened it, I was like, when am I ever going to use a yellow blush? So I didn't end up getting that one. I feel like it was very specific. But I will surprise you with one of the ones that I got. But I will be showing you kind of on the website what other ones they have. So you can see it as soon as you go into the Moira website. They actually just launched on July 26th. So I picked up those two. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I picked up this first one, which is Sweet Tease. Then we have Fairy Lover right here. Then we have Very Flirty, which I also picked up. And then we have Passion Blossom, which I felt like I had too many of those shades. And then my favorite packaging, it's Sunflower Beauty. No, actually, the next one. This one is really pretty, but I feel like this one, just Cheeky Romance, just takes the win. But I have a million just peachy blushes, so I couldn't do it. But I feel like these packagings are honestly stunning. I don't know who did their packaging for them and like kind of the design, but I really stole my heart. As soon as I saw this on Instagram, I was like, I need to have all of them. They did launch on July 26th of this year, and they retail for $7. They bring 2 blushes on each one. They obviously have different shades on each one. This high pigmented buildable blushes come in 6 unique duos, universally flattering pressed powder blushes to suit a wide variety of skin tones. Use individually or blend them together to create a multi-dimensional flush. Cruelty-free and vegan, bring 0.26 ounces. I assume both of them because it doesn't really say that it's each one. Retail for $7, and like I said, 6 different combinations. So I'm going to go ahead and open them up for you guys because this is what's going to steal the show. They come in this little packaging. You kind of slide this out and it has the same exact design on the actual packaging. So it's kind of like a little cardboard packaging. It has a little magnetic closing. It even has a little mirror right there. Like, it is so cute. And then you can see your 2 shades right there. As you can see, I haven't used it, but I did kind of swatch them. And I will be doing the same for you guys today. Like this. So this one is definitely very different. I don't know why I picked this one, honestly. I think it was just that these shades were so appealing, like aesthetically appealing. But I feel like sometimes I do purple looks and I don't really know which blush to go with. And I feel like that's where my head was at. Like, oh, I can use this for a purple look. So that is all the 4 of them. I hope that it's picking up on camera because I really, really like them. And I think today I'm going to be a little bit boring and just use the darkest shade on the Sweet Tease, which is this one right here. I'm just going to use my little brush right here. This one is from Moda Brushes. And I'm just going to start blending this out. You can definitely see that it definitely picked it up. It is a very like subtle but very pigmented blush. And I feel like this is the perfect kind of like brush to apply it with because you can tell that they are very, very pigmented. They're very powdery. So when blushes are so pigmented, I like to go with something like fluffy to really, really get that to look like nice and natural versus like a bunch of blush, you know, on your skin. But you can see the difference right there. That is definitely showing up and it just looks really, really nice. These are matte blushes. They do have a little bit of shimmer. I can see on the right side, that one has a little bit of shimmer, but I don't know if it would actually show up on your skin. But I just really, really like this. They don't feel dry at all. They're not really like showing the texture of my skin. The pigment of them is really, really nice as well. I should have just mixed them, but I feel like with my look, this is what it was gonna, you know, show. I'm putting a ton because I am trying to show you guys these blushes. And blush is the first thing that comes out of your makeup when it fades off, so it'll be fine. Alright, so I think I really like that. I'm going to move on back into my eyes. So I'm reaching into the little FAIRYTALES palette. Oh, I just love it. I think I'm going to go to the shade Hero right here. So I'm applying this underneath my lower lash. And when everything is just blended out, I'm going to be applying some mascara and some lashes. That is kind of all the products that I have from Moira Beauty today. So I'm just going to be finishing up my makeup off camera, and then I'll be back to give you guys my final thoughts. Alright guys, so everything is done. I used all the products that I wanted to use today, and I finally have kind of my verdict on how I feel about everything. So I'm just going to start with, I guess, the stuff that I used first. First of all, I think the brow pomade was really nice. It was super smooth and soft. It applies super easy. I don't know if the brush made it any easier, but I feel like sometimes pomades can be a little bit messy, and this was not the case with this one whatsoever. Like I said, it does set down really quickly, so if you are planning on just blending it out with your spoolie, I would just recommend kind of doing it with your brush, and it works really great. But I feel like these kind of brows will just stay on all day. So if you have an event that you want to go to, or you just like wearing brows like this on the regular, I feel like it looks really nice. It is a little bit more heavy than my personal taste for just every day, but I feel like it also just still looks really nice. And if I was going to like a special event or something like that, I would definitely love for my brows to be a little bit more heavy like this and dramatic. The next thing was this little FAIRYTALES eyeshadow. I loved the packaging of this. I feel like the color selection was also really nice. There's so many things that you can do with this. This shade was really nice, and this orange was just to die for. Colors in this are a little bit more on the pinky rosy side, but if you don't like that, kind of like a corally shades, you're definitely not going to like this one. But I feel like it's really stunning and just super pretty, super different to anything else that I have seen lately. So it definitely caught my attention, and I just think it's really nice. It was really pigmented. The colors applied, you guys saw it. As soon as I would put the brush on my eyes, the color would be there, really pigmented and accentuated. So I really like that. The shimmers apply really nicely as well. Even better when I kind of went over with a spray, but I really love them and super recommend this little palette. I feel like it is such a good thing to have. The next thing is this little Moira Beauty loose pigment. I really love the shade of this one. I feel like it's going to be a little bit lighter than when it show up on my eyes, but I still do really like it. I feel like for $6, it's a really nice thing to have, especially because it doesn't create any messes. You kind of just dip your brush into this little hole right here. And the same thing as the glitter one that I used before, and it was just so nice. You don't even have to apply glitter glue if you don't want to. You could too, but you just have the option of using it, and it just gives your your look a little bit more oomph, and I just really like how it looks. The last two things are what kind of stole the show in this video, and these are the blushes. I only used the one, which is on this palette right here, but I loved it so much. I feel like this is going to be something that I get a lot of use out of. If I don't go and order more tonight, I would be surprised because I love them. I definitely do want to see where I would use these two, and definitely create something like really colorful and use maybe the pink and then the purple and kind of like a monochromatic kind of look, and I feel like it would look so nice. I'm also excited for these right here because I feel like this one would be kind of like everyday. This one is a little pigmented, but I do have to say that I went over it a bunch of times, and I just feel like it looks so nice. Like the formula of it, or the texture on my skin where I apply the brush, just looks so stunning and just like seamless that I was super impressed. They're super pigmented, super buttery. I just super recommend these little brushes. They're only $7, so go ahead and pick one up. There are 6 options to choose from, and I feel like they're also fun, and the packaging of it is just super cute and adorable. So yeah, those are my thoughts on these products. I super recommend everything that I have tried from this brand so far. They are not sponsoring this video or any other of my videos, although if they want to sponsor me, then I would definitely go ahead and say yes, because I love all the things that I've tried from them, and that is not making it up, or, you guys can see how everything has worked out on me, and I just really love it. And I love supporting small brands, especially when they do have some products that I think are worth it. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!